Hello everybody, Barbara from AllBrands.com, and with me today is Nathan from the Grace Company. We're so very happy to have you.
I'm glad to be here. It's exciting to be here.
So we're really excited because we have a new product available. It is called the Grace Q-Zone Hoop Frame. And with this product, you can use your own sewing and quilting machine on it. So currently we have this setup with the Brother PQ 1500 SL with stitch regulation. But how many other machines can you fit on this?
Great question. I would say it's probably one of the #1 questions we get asked on a frame like this. So they do want to know, well, does the machine simply sit on the carriage? If my machine's a little smaller, a little larger, will it fit? The great thing about this is we can use the foot pedal with any machine. So your home machine literally just simply sits on the tray that we have in the back. We'll show a little bit more details on that here in a little bit, but it simply can sit on the trolley, not bolted. There's nothing else required in order to hold it in place. And it sits there, and then it makes it very easy to simply move and glide the machine over the surface of the fabric.
So if you're currently a fabric pusher instead of a machine pusher, I do think that this is an awesome solution for people that are currently having aches in their shoulders and backs without a huge price tag to get into the full system.
I love that you bring that up, and it's very true. I think there are two big obstacles a lot of people think of. One of those generally is price, right? If you think about the strain that we go through and we're looking to complete our projects, anything that we can do to help manage that fabric a little bit, make that a little bit easier is ideal. I know that AllBrands does an amazing job with part of the pricing and making sure products become available. An item like this, where does this fit into the AllBrands pricing structure when it comes to a product?
It's about $1,000 price range, so for just a minimal, amount of money, you can start finishing your quilt. So no more quilt by check anymore. You are going to, and we challenge you, right?
Yeah, we do, absolutely. To start
it from start to finish, and do not send it to anyone else because you can do this yourself.
Start finishing all your own projects, getting rid of the pain, the struggle. On this frame as well, the other big thing is now again anywhere from about $1,000 to $1,300 on the frame. One of the other things is look at the size. The other big challenge is, do I have room in my home, right? How much, what am I sacrificing? Where am I going to put it? The kids' bedroom, the spare bedroom, the dining room table area, where do we put it? And this is about the size of, what would you say?
Okay, so it's 4.5 feet wide.
4.5 feet wide.
And then the depth of it is actually adjustable, so it can go up to...
This machine frame will hold up to about a 19-inch machine,
That's
but the
awesome.
width of it, we're about 3 foot now. You're going to add about another 6 inches to that, so about up to 3.5 feet on the depth, and like you said, 4.5 feet on the width.
So we'll get back to what the size of this is about, but because I love that you brought that up, I feel like you can really upgrade this machine over time. So maybe you don't have the budget to buy a full long arm quilting machine. You can use your current sewing machine on this frame, and then instead of having to buy a whole new frame in the future, you just extend these bars out, and you can put a unique 19 on this machine to get the full 19-inch range of motion.
So several, you have the 15s, the 19s. I know customers are using maybe multiple brands, whether it's Brother, Bernina's, many other brands that are out there. I know that, again, some of those have some great nice throat space as well. Those will fit here on the carriage. So a great way to start today, and it gives you a path to grow into it down the road.
Okay. So, we were asking what size is this? So I think it's the perfect size for a love seat.
It is.
So all you need to do is just toss that love seat out.
Move that out. There you go. Now you got your quilting system.
So the other frames are about larger than the size of a couch. So and some people, their rooms are only 12 feet.
12 feet.
Wide.
10 feet.
So I mean,
I know my kids. They probably are in a small room. They're about 10.5 to 11. So you're really giving up quite a bit of space if you're going to be putting it into a full size frame in a room. So definitely a lot more doable with a frame about 4.5 feet.
And another great benefit to this, and I'm all about ergonomics because I've been Tell me about the analogy of the pencil and the paper, because I thought that was really
Pen and
neat.
paper, if we think about it, and if anybody's ever signed their name, we can take our right-handed or left-handed, try this. Go ahead and just write that on a sheet of paper.
Okay.
If you were to move that to another hand and use the pen, let's say in my left hand, I'm right-handed, and if I were to try to take that sheet of paper and you move this along, it's actually upside down and backwards in order to try to sign. So if you're pushing your fabric,
Okay, so we're gonna try this on camera.
so here you go. Now this is gonna be a little tricky. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you a sheet of paper.
Okay,
Right-handed or left-handed?
I am right-handed.
Okay, so what
Okay.
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you take the left hand,
Okay,
and we're gonna keep this position. And now with your left hand, with your right hand, now sign your name by only moving your right hand. So we're
Okay.
gonna hold this in place here.
so okay, my name's Barbara. So there's a lot of letters. Oh, this looks...
no, you can't move the
Oh,
pen.
I did.
Well, that's good though. That's
Okay.
good. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, can we
start
show
there.
this to the camera, because this is terrible.
Not bad though. A lot of times, if you think about this, there's a lot of angst and like, I don't know if I want to do this. So
Yeah.
the fabric pushing is literally like this. So now put the pen
Okay.
in your writing hand,
Got it.
and I just want you to go ahead now and sign your name.
Okay, so like I'm the sewing machine.
You're the
that's
sewing
moving
machine, like
on
we're
its
moving it
own.
around.
Okay.
So go ahead and just, I want you to sign
I
your
do
name.
have very okay handwriting.
So let me ask, go show them.
Well, okay, maybe it's not the best, but
It's great though. Let me ask, how comfortable were you in signing your name?
oh, so much more.
So much more comfortable.
Yes.
Again, we grow up learning how to sign and to draw and to paint and to do all those other things. And this system, instead of pushing and moving the fabric under the machine, which is kind of upside down and backwards, now what we can do is we can simply draw and move that machine across the surface of the fabric.
And not only, so if you don't want to have to stand at your quilting frame, this is fully height adjustable, so full counter, 42 inches high
High.
for standing. But who wants to stand while they're doing a full quilt?
So,
I mean,
some
maybe
people
it'll be a
might,
workout
some people might
plan
not.
or
It
something.
could be. So the other thing is you can put it full down for full sitting.
Yes.
So it would be really at the height of a dining room
Yeah.
table or any other small type of table you're going to use. And so you can comfortably scoot right in underneath
Yeah.
this with it down all the way just in front of you. So full
Yes.
sit, full stand.
That is wonderful. And not only this light bar is available for it.
As an
So
accessory,
this
you
is
can
the-
definitely get something like this.
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, where do we go? Where are we going? Whoa, whoa.
Oh man. That's
Makes
so
quite a
hard
bit
to
of a
see.
difference with accessories like the light bars.
Yeah.
Accessories, people might not want to know, well, are there any other tools to help us quilt? You can get laser styluses. Lasers are great for doing like pantograph or paperwork or tracing different type of patterns. The frame, some people say, well, am I giving up anything by going with a smaller system? Well, one of the big things is you can actually still do up to king size quilts.
Yes, and I love that
So
you
that's important
mentioned
too.
that. And it's so easy because there's no rollers on this system. So,
what we can do is if you go ahead and take a look at that,
okay.
you'll
So it
feel
looks
there's
different
ridges, looks
from the
quite a bit
last-
different.
The last quilt clips were
Just smooth
totally
and
smooth
round.
and straight.
On this frame, it actually has a square rail, and what's unique is by adding these ridges, they directly can just clip and they snap on, and it allows us to create tension like a ratchet would do.
Oh my gosh, it's so easy.
So let me have you pop this over the fabric. So again, you'll notice the fabric drapes over since we're not rolling it. Go ahead and take your clip. You're just going to go ahead, open hands, go ahead and just push down.
I'm used to like fighting with
So no,
these.
so just go ahead and just pops right on.
That's
Then yeah,
simple.
go ahead and give a little bit of a rotation, and that adds the
Okay.
tension. And again, so what's nice is the fabric, if it's really large and you're going to do your king size project, you can start with it. You're going to work through this in zones. So we would do the first zone, unclip it, we'll then pull it, reclip it, and work through this in sections.
I love this.
So any size project, actually
Yeah.
you can do much larger than a king because there's no restriction. Not that I've ever done one, although I have seen some pretty large quilts. But again, you can still do this in the 4.5 foot
Oh my
space.
gosh, that is amazing. Okay, and what is this little blue box here? This is an optional accessory,
It is an
right?
optional accessory.
Okay.
A lot of machines, depending on the brand and what model it is, you might also be able to add the stitch regulation. This brother, we do have the stitch regulator, and what that would do is that will help manage the speed of the machine.
Oh, nice. It moves so like easily.
How smooth is that,
on the
right?
tracks. It's like I can do it with one finger. Look, Mom, I'm quilting.
But you can. It's very light, really, to move that machine around. And again, we would just turn that back off, and so that allows many machines to be stitch regulated as well. Optional. Some people would say, well, what if my machine doesn't have one of those? We simply just take that foot pedal down, and we can just use that foot pedal underneath the frame to activate it. So again, we can use really pretty much any brand.
And the good thing is, you're not like stepping right or stepping left. You're really using your full arm depth, right, left, forward.
Yeah, we're about 1.5 feet off of each side off center, so it does give you full control across the entire frame length.
Okay, and I know that you know a lot about frames in the industry. I mean, you can pay upwards to over $20,000 on a frame.
There are some new ones that can even go upwards of 40. Now
I haven't heard of that.
That's crazy high, crazy high. Most people would, if we were to ask, they would say, oh, well, I'm about 10 to 15, maybe 20,000 as a system. So starting off with your domestic machine, literally, you can take that, place it on the carriage, and you can begin with between $1,000 and $1,300, about $1,300 to start.
That is an amazing deal. So the $1,000 offer that we have is $999, and that fits a long arm like
The
the
15
15-inch or
correct,
the 19-inch that
correct,
you would purchase separately.
correct.
But to get the carriage is an additional.
An extra $199 on
yeah,
the carriage
that's it.
to use with your domestic machine. So it puts you right at $1,199 as a package.
Yeah.
They do come with all the clips. They also come with side tension clamps to help keep tension off the side. They're bungee clips.
Oh, and I love how you mentioned that these just slide off of the side clamps here. So you can see on the other side, you use that clamp to hold the actual quilt. But on this side, you use the same clip to hold the bungee clamp. And I thought that that was a really unique invention that the
Yeah,
Grace
so
Company
it's great
came
when you
up
need
with.
them, they're there, and when you're not needing them, they're out of the way. There's a storage place on the side of the frame.
Yes. Just
The other thing that's really nice is that the height of this hoop to your machine can be adjusted. So that's what if you maybe have a machine that's a little bit taller, you can work with that. People also might want to know, well, what if my machine is a little bit longer? This front rail, again, we talked about, can extend out for the slightly larger machines. And then again, if you go to the larger professional long arm machines, you can accommodate up to that 19 inches. So.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Nathan from Grace. I'm Barbara from AllBrands. Please check us out at allbrands.com. And this is the Grace Q-Zone hoop frame. We want to thank you for watching this video and quilting with us today. We also would like to invite you to visit any one of our 7 AllBrands locations in Louisiana or Texas, where we now have the Q-Zone quilt frame set up for you to test drive. We have locations in Slidell, Metairie, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Lake Charles, Louisiana. And we also have stores in Houston, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas. See you soon.